Hi, everybody. Hi, Mazen. To be honest, I'm not in the mood to do a proper introduction. I don't know what to say. There's
Let's get
a lot of
let
things that I have to say, in fact, but I
let's
don't know
get
what to say
straight
about the result.
to the point.
Okay.
What on earth happened today?
Well, I've got a few pointers if you want. You want me to go through them?
Yeah, definitely.
So
We'll go through them.
yeah.
Guys, just to make it quick, Spurs won 3-1. Southampton's relegated. The result is irrelevant. United and City draw 0-0. Chelsea draw with Brentford 0-0. Not that it matters. We don't care. Let's jump into the Liverpool and Fulham match.
Um, you know what? There's a lot I can say about this match, to be honest. And it was a catastrophe at the cottage, if you ask me. I would say, I mean, a lot of issues that I saw with everything. I mean, it's become kind of I think Liverpool fans are all in agreement when you say that it's been throughout the season. There's a few games that we really dominated and did really well through the full 90 minutes. City for one, the United away game, these games, but there's been a lot of games against mid and lower table teams that we give them 45 minutes at least. I mean, today I thought it was even 60. There's pointers that, first of all, I would like to ask you your opinion towards, because I've got an opinion about, well, I've got a few words to say. One of them is we were shit. I mean, we were shit. I don't care about, it was a bit of magic from Luis Diaz and Connor Bradley for the second goal. The first goal was all
Maka.
McAllister. Other than that, it was an embarrassment giving. I mean, Salah's drop for one. I mean, look, he's carried this the whole season, yes, but tell me about the drop. It's not a drop. It's as if Salah was playing for the contract. And there's a lot of talk about him signing a contract now, okay, an extension for 2 years. And it seems like, oh, you know what? I got it. And that's it. He's relaxed all of a sudden. I don't know. What's your take on that, Maz?
Well, first of all, the cracks were beginning to show since the beginning of this year. Let's put one thing straight. If it wasn't for City and Arsenal, it would have been a very tight race, I would say, the least to say. We got lucky in a way. I know this is our second loss of the season. We haven't lost much, but we're riding our luck for a while now, I would say. I don't know where to start from. Yes, Salah is off since 6 weeks. It's not this week. It's not the week before. Since 6 weeks, he actually turned off. He carried us with Van Dijk, with Alisson and Kelleher and Maka in the first half, and I don't know. Something is happening behind the scenes. They're not the same players. Salah is ineffective, if I would put it in a nice way. Sometimes it feels at a point they're playing with 10 men because not putting that effort. Van Dijk, yes. Van Dijk, Van Dijk, Van Dijk. As much as he's one of the best defenders in the league, he can sometimes be such a lazy ass. And you've seen it with the goal today. I mean, you don't do that. You don't do that in the Premier League. You don't do that in any competition. I mean, just
World
pure
class.
pure
When you put world
laziness.
class to someone's name, okay, these mistakes shouldn't happen. Mistakes happen, but these ones are, as you put it, lazy, and someone that's, you know, you know, uh, I'm a superstar. I don't have to do this. It's it's not the right thing to
Yeah,
show for
no,
the fans,
no.
at least.
I do believe, look, Mo, I do believe the result of Arsenal yesterday played an effect. I mean, they were a little bit relaxed from the beginning.
100%, 100%. I think
They
they
were,
came into the game, they
yeah,
thought they won it already without even kicking a ball around. And you
yeah.
can say that, you can see that from the first few minutes, Maz. I mean, that I don't know
The,
what you call it, the Kanate issue. All of a sudden, first 4 minutes, for God's sakes, that tells me you weren't switched on. And who's to blame for that? I blame the players, 50%, and I blame the management also.
yeah, well, there is an issue with Liverpool. I mean, let's be very frank. Apart from 4 or 5 games, it's becoming a trend that Liverpool doesn't play usually good in the first half. It's almost like a known fact.
Yeah, I
They
know, but no,
and this
that's not an excuse.
and this you can't carry on with this the whole season and the normal season, I would say, because if Arsenal and City were on the best, they would have cashed us, and then probably they would have been ahead of. But uh, what is it with this? Is it that, look, I have no issue with Slot reading the game well, because usually in 80% of the times he gets it right in the second half. Usually 80%, but that means your analysis of the opposition is totally wrong, because the first half is always like, oh, we don't know what we're doing with them. They're playing in a different way. Our players don't know how to play. It's the second half. Okay, he changed, he tweaks, he puts his input. This is number one. Number two, uh, I would say it's a big statement, but is Slot really afraid from changing Mo? It feels like,
I feel, yeah,
because he changes every single player
exactly. And he doesn't care.
except for Mo. Whether Mo performs or doesn't perform, I mean, you can argue that, let me put Mo, maybe he will snatch a goal. He does that here and then. Yes.
Yes.
But this is kind of becoming a pattern. This is kind of becoming a pattern. Are you afraid to change him? Because you're throwing Harvey Elliott, you're throwing Kaiser, and you're keeping Mo.
Yeah, I thought, I mean, sorry. The issue I see is um Saboszlai, although he wasn't effective today, but keeping him on and taking Salah on off would have been a better call.
Yeah,
Regardless of the positioning and all that stuff, but Mo Salah, his replacement was Chiesa, apparently.
yeah.
Okay, so take him off. Let him take a gist of the of what's going on. I mean, Klopp would have done it, and I'm really furious at the situation in general. My problem is, well, that's Salah's drop. Okay, he carried us 3 quarters of the season. What about the rest? I mean, Jota, you
Uh,
score a goal. Okay, you did fucking nothing. Okay, the whole game, and then one moment of magic, you score a goal against Everton, and it's like, oh, hopefully more to come. You know what? You had an even easier chance today to score twice, in fact, and
yeah,
it
true.
drives me crazy. What's his name? Hasn't played Gakpo. Didn't play the whole most of most of 2025 at least. And then the minute you put him in, he was ineffective against Everton. And now he's like,
Yeah,
I
these
mean,
are
what did
these
he do?
these
60 minutes?
look. These are baffling decisions. I don't get it, because here we have Luis Diaz. He's the almost the man of the match against Everton, and you would expect for someone like what he did against Everton to play the next game. No, he sits on the bench. It's like you've been punished because you were the man of the match. I don't know what happened in the training in these 3 days that gave Slot the impression, no, let me put Gakpo. He hasn't done anything since he came back. Maybe he's still, sometimes players need time to get back into form. So this is why you put them 30 minutes, 30 minutes, 30 minutes until they get back into shape. But obviously this is not happening till now, because every time he played, apart from that goal with the Netherlands, he didn't do much. He didn't do much. He's not the same Gakpo. So obviously he needs more time. But let's go back to one step. I mean, this team, I know they're going to be crowned the Premier League champions, but this team needs a rebuild. We'll go through them quickly. Robertson, I mean, it's obvious. We don't
Sorry,
need to.
the second goal was
This is
had
not the
his
first
name
time.
on it
Yeah,
3 times.
it it
First
it,
time, the
it
pass to
yeah.
Iwobi. Second time, the header that's not, you don't know. I mean, don't you see the ball? What are you looking at exactly? The
No,
player or the ball?
yeah,
Exact. I don't know.
no. Robertson is a dumb fact. We need a replacement. He can stay. He can play in the cup competition. This is number one. Do we need a central defender? Oh yeah, Virgil and Konate. Look, with all due respect, obviously you cannot keep on playing them 2 matches every week. You can't. You need to rotate a little bit. Maybe you will say, okay, they're a bit tired. Yes, Konate
Then
never,
why didn't Kwanzaa come in then?
because he doesn't
Kwanzaa
trust
was
him.
there. He
He
was on the
doesn't.
bloody
He
bench.
doesn't trust him. It's freaking obvious that Slot
Look,
doesn't trust Kwanzaa. He doesn't trust Chiesa. He doesn't trust Harvey Elliott. It's obvious. It's a fact. He doesn't use them unless it's way too late.
Mazen.
He doesn't do it.
I
Let,
no, I agree.
he won't do it. He won't do it. So we have him on the bench. He stays on the bench. He doesn't even trust him to come in as a right back. So he prefers to put Curtis on the right back, knowing that we might need Curtis in the midfield, because I'm coming to the midfield. Now let's go to the back. The back, we need at least 2 players. Trent is gone. Bradley is okay, but you need a cover for Bradley. So these are 2 or 3 players. Now going to the midfield, I've only got Maka, because Gravenberch is too young to depend on him the whole season. It's obvious. Since the last 4 or 5 years, since he left Ajax, actually, he never played the whole season. And it shows. Now, he's the only number 6 we have. You can argue that we can play Maka or Curtis Jones, but he is the only number 6. You need someone there. And you need someone, with all due respect, instead of Saboszlai. Saboszlai is like, he has legs, but no brains. He's
Well,
all over.
he has legs, but he doesn't. I mean, the link between the two. I don't
Yeah,
know. Yes,
he doesn't have veins. He runs hard. He's everywhere. But you see, the final touch is horrible. The shooting with Hungary is brilliant. With Liverpool, is pathetic.
Well, what do
Uh,
you mean? He hardly ever shoots. I mean, once
yeah,
once
yeah,
every game, he didn't even shoot today.
exactly. He should shoot, but he doesn't. So with Hungary, he does it. With Liverpool, he doesn't, and when he does it, it's pathetic. So we need at least 1 or 2 players in the midfield. Going forward, where shall we begin? I mean, it's a fact. Núñez and Jota are not going to be useful. It is what it is. You can say, okay, Jota.
I don't think they can pick it up again. I mean, I'm
No,
not.
no.
Núñez didn't even have it at Liverpool, but
Look.
Jota had it at some point. But I
Nun-
don't think he can pick it up again.
Núñez is gone.
No, that's the case. I
So
think
to
they're
put
gone,
on.
so they're not like, I'm not interested anymore.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah. They're all relaxed. They think they won it. They're gonna leave in the summer. So would you blame them for not putting the effort? I don't know. Nunez still does put the effort, but he's ineffective. It's like you're okay. Yeah, you wait. Maybe you will have a wonder moment in the match. Maybe not. Most probably, maybe not. Jota, he's been given chance after chance after chance after chance, to a point. I'm truly wondering, what does Slot have against Chiesa? Because you tried with Nunez, it didn't work. You're trying with Jota, it didn't work. I mean, 1 goal in, I don't know, 10 matches is nothing. So why don't you put Chiesa? Throw him in. I mean, he's fit for the last 4 months. Throw him in. At least give him a chance. Let's see what worse would happen. I mean, let's say, okay, Jota. What worse would happen if we throw Chiesa instead of Jota from the beginning?
no idea. No,
I mean,
I mean, it
worse
can't be
than
worse. He can't
worse than
score an
Jota?
own goal, can he?
No.
I mean, for God's
And
sakes.
by the way, the first goal which happened began with Jota, because
Exactly.
he was
Backtracking.
accompanying. Yeah, he was just walking with him. It's like, a buffet. Yeah, come on, let me show you the way to the goal.
I mean, that's Jota. What about Salah? Salah,
Salah doesn't
most of his
defend
passing
much.
was, I mean, easy passes. We're talking, not under pressure, and it's either outside or he gives it wrong or slow. I don't understand what the hell's going
Uh,
on.
I'm not sure what's going on, but I would love to blame it on the contract situation, because if you look at Van Dijk, if you looked at Trent before, and if you look at
Salah
Salah
now.
now, it's like their mind is somewhere else. They're not
You,
really in the game.
well, then,
Luckily that we
sorry,
have a buffer.
you're going to miss out on the league. Look, I
No,
know
no,
that
no,
you're going to tell me the buffer. You're going to tell
no.
me this.
They're not going to miss out on the
It's
league.
no,
It's
no, no. I understand what people think. It's still not won yet, is what I'm
It's,
trying to say.
yes, yes,
Okay,
but it's not going to happen. They're going to win the league. They're going to definitely win against Leicester and what's the other the team?
listen to this, Maz. Listen to this. Salah's drop. We talked about that. Giving the ball away easily under pressure. I mean, easily. And I'm talking about Saboszlai doing exactly what Robertson did, Salah doing what they did, Jota doing what they did, Gakpo. By the way, first 12 minutes, I didn't see what the lineup was. First 12 minutes, and I was like, oh my God, Jota's on the pitch. That's how bad he was. 12 minutes it took me to realize that Jota was on the pitch. Okay. Gakpo, ineffective. Nothing at all. What was he on for? 60 minutes or so? Um, maybe more than 60 minutes. He the only thing he did was in the first half when he gave the pass in, he squared it into Jota, and Jota went for a sliding, and it was covered really well by Fulham. Oh, by the way, just so you know, Fulham didn't really play 10 at the back. Okay, they they went at it. They played. They pressured us under the ball. They made us make the mistakes. Núñez, who, by the way, I don't really, Fulham, you might be happy about him. I think he's a piece of shit. He misses sitters, and then he does. He's like another Darwin Núñez to me. Okay, missing sitters, and then he scores a great goal
Yeah,
against one of the best defenders in the world.
he missed
Okay,
a couple of chances with Arsenal. Goals,
exactly.
actually.
A
Yeah.
sitter with Arsenal. Anyway, um, Jota's backtracking it for the first goal. Oh my God, that was embarrassing. The schoolboy defending. I mean, tell me, tell me this is Van Dijk and Konate, the pair that were saving our asses the whole season. Okay, drawing in fouls. What pisses me off about Konate, and he does this every single game, when a player, not only him, but specifically him, is when a player's kind of surround in a situation that he doesn't know, and I'm talking about the offense, the players, the Fulham players specifically today. They're waiting for Konate to give them that small nudge, and he goes ahead and does it. How many times did he do it today? You're not in a position to let him do what he wants. You pressurize him, but don't allow him that get out of jail card, for God's sakes. It happens every single game. Um, by the way, uh, 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 does Trent Alexander-Arnold know something? Because I'm getting scared. The, Trent was, oh, I'm all Liverpool, this and that. How come he made the decision to leave? Van Dijk is not going to be the captain for much longer, okay? And he's going to be the vice captain. Has he picked up on something that we didn't?
Uh,
Now we know his relationship
yeah,
with
yeah,
with Klopp
but
was something else.
listen more. Trent is a different issue. I don't want to talk about him today. I don't believe even if he was given the armband, he would have stayed. No, he wants to leave. He wants to do this Bellingham thing, go to Madrid with
Do you
under
think it's
suspension.
got something to do with him
It,
reading the situation at
no,
Liverpool?
no, he's not that smart. I'll give it to you. He's not that smart. The way he handled his whole situation shows that he's a dumbass. Because I'll give you an example. I mean, De Bruyne didn't extend his contract, but he came out to his fans and he said, "Guys, we enjoyed this ride together. I'm leaving. Best of luck." Very clear, very obvious. Now, Trent, on the other hand, he leaves it to rumors and journalists and feeding his agent and I don't know who's feeding what, and he leaves it and he enjoys the second. But that's not the problem. Let's go back. Konate is in the same situation as Van Dijk and Salah. because Konate was offered an extension for his contract, which he rejected. He was not offered an improved contract. He's going to walk into his final year next season. And there's a lot of talk, which he was confronted that Real Madrid is going after him. I don't know who else, Paris Saint-Germain is going after him. And he said, let's wait till the end of the season. It's obvious this is also an issue with him. Now it's going back.
This is the club's fault.
This is the management. I mean, I don't know what
This is the
Edwards
club's fault, yes.
and Hughes. The biggest robbery in football when Richard Hughes will collect the bonus when we win the Premier League. He has done fuck all since he came. Hasn't bought anyone. He hasn't extended the contracts of anyone. He let everything drag in public, like it's happening now, and he's going to collect his bonus because he's the sporting director. So it's about
this
the
doesn't save the day. It
no,
doesn't help.
It doesn't save the way. Sorry, it doesn't save the day, but it is what it is. I would love to believe this was a wake-up call. It's a slap in your face, really sloppy, really arrogant, especially how Van Dijk plays. Really arrogant. You can't do that in the Premier League. You can't. I mean, have you ever learned for anything from the first match with Fulham? They will score against you when you give them.
Whether you like it or not. Exactly.
How did Robertson get sent off in the first one? They pressured him, and it happened again. It's like, we never learned from the first.
No. I don't think Maz. I don't think we learned from any of the games really. I mean, the United game definitely we didn't learn. Most of the games. My issue is, you know what? I want to talk about another point here. I'm sick and tired of Liverpool fans pointing out that none of the pundits predicted Liverpool being in this situation right now. So what is it? We settle for second place. We're in a position to bloody well win it, okay? And if we don't, we say, oh, we did really well this season.
No, nobody
it pisses me off, man.
No, but nobody will say we did well. I don't think any of the Liverpool fans is thinking about losing the league. Most of them are really. I'm confident they're going to win it. It just shows you that what we spoke about before the season, about going through a transitional period, it will happen next season, not this season. Because just as we mentioned, we need 5-6 players for this team.
That's just to replace the first 11.
Yeah, that's 5-6 players. Now, the big question with such a stingy owners, what we have, are they going to really splash the cash and buy 5-6 players? Is it their ambition to win the Premier League next season or the Champions League? I don't think so.
No, of course not. No.
Now,
if you wanted that, you would have sorted out the contract situations last year, not this year. That's one. Number two, which is more important than anything else, is how they're handling the situation as is. You bought no one in the last window. Now, maybe, and my theory is, they didn't really trust Slot that much. They said that he's going to fail and we're going to have to replace him, so why give him the money? This is my belief. Now, if he wins the league, what are you going to do? It's like the situation with Ten Hag.
No, I don't think there was a plan to sack Slot. No, that's not the case. Even if he would have finished out of the top 5. There was no plan to sack him because everybody was talking about a transitional period. It's going to be rough and tough. But I thought they will give him the chance to assess the squad and make his own decisions, which I'll stick to this theory, although this is very naive and childish, because I'll give you an example. Who on earth would refuse 70 million for Darwin Núñez in January?
Oh my God, that is, you know what? At least keep it. Get rid of him. He's doing nothing for the team.
Yeah,
Get rid of him. Keep that 70 million in your pocket for the summer.
And the guy wanted to leave. It's not like he said, okay, keep me and I will do my best. He wanted to leave. You kept him. You kept him for what?
Even he knows he can't do nothing.
Slot obviously doesn't trust him. He's not a starter. So why didn't you sell him? This is why I'm telling you this club has a problem with the management. But let's see in the summer if they're gonna change stuff. Let's see what Slot will go and buy if he has the budget. Because I'm afraid that okay, hey Slot, yeah, we need a rebuilding. This is 100 million, buy 6 players. And you know what type of players we're gonna buy with 10, 15 million.
100 million won't buy you
Yeah.
a second-hand Mo Salah. Okay.
And then yes, this is the situation. Thank God that we have this buffer.
I
Thank
don't look,
God
Maz.
Thank
I
God
don't
that
think
Arsenal is throwing away points. Thank
that's
God.
exactly my point. I don't think it's Liverpool winning the league. It's more Arsenal losing it.
Yeah, but again, it counts.
No, no, no. Don't get me wrong. It's just that if this was any other season, we wouldn't be winning it.
Yeah,
Any other
we
season, you can. I mean,
look.
from the day Klopp left, tilted.
No,
Came in,
I'll
joined
I'll
Liverpool till
I'll
now.
I'll give it to you. Yes, but we would have been in the race because if you look at the tally, yes, 2 losses the whole season with the wins that we have. Yes, we will still be in the mix, if not still the first, but ahead with a point or two. But let me go back and tell you, last season was the same story. We reached March, and then
Yeah, and then we
we
fell off of the cliff.
yeah, it's exactly the same. This team, you cannot keep on depending on these 11, 13 players every single week for two matches per week. It shows they drag themselves to the end of the season. They're tired, they're exhausted. Uh, I mean, even with Jota and Núñez, without being tired and exhausted, if you're full of energy, you're shit.
Yeah,
So it doesn't matter if you're tired. But I mean, tired and exhausted for the big, the pillars of the team. You see it now. I would,
but sorry, Maz, I can't. You know what? Uh, we said a lot about them as players, but who's picking them? He's
yeah,
picking them.
yeah. Slot has a huge responsibility. The manager is the first and the last person to take responsibility. But what options does he have? Honestly,
Okay. What I mean, look, we talked about him playing 45 minutes only. Why
yeah,
didn't he make the changes
yeah.
after
This
halftime? They did nothing.
this baffles me. There are certainly stuff which he's to blame for. His changes always seems to be late. Sometimes, I mean, with Southampton he did it halftime. With Ipswich he did it at halftime. But most of the games he does it after 60,
PSG, he did it
60,
late.
yeah, 65 minutes. I would say, does he give more chances than it needs for players to prove themselves on the expense of the team? I mean, you see that Jota is not doing well. He didn't do well in the first half, yet you gave him another 20 minutes from the second half. Uh, would I have changed him earlier? Definitely. I wouldn't start him in the first place. I would put him as a sub. Maybe he will change the game when he comes on as a sub. When he's starting, I don't know. He's not effective. Why do you put Luis Diaz on the bench? He's the man of the match against Everton. Put Gakpo, which he
Full
wasn't
of
fit.
energy,
He's not.
always runs,
He's never.
backtracks,
He's never.
defends.
He's not fit. He didn't do anything since he came back from the injury. So why to throw him under the bus? Keep giving him 30 minutes at the end of the game, but don't
Did
throw him
you
under
did
the
you
bus.
see did you see Gakpo anywhere on the pitch, really? Besides that one thing that he did good the whole match. I mean, sorry, Luis Diaz, I saw him defending.
He's not
Okay.
fit. It's simple. He's
He's
not
not
fit.
fit, then he
He
shouldn't be playing.
he
Sorry.
should
He
he
should be
shouldn't.
starter.
Yeah, he shouldn't. But anyway, he's gonna stay. Diaz will leave. That's a fact, and we'll stick with him. He's a great player, by the way.
I'm
But
not saying he isn't.
but
I'm not blaming Gakpo.
players,
I'm blaming the idiot that put him on.
yeah,
Okay?
this was a big mistake. I mean, I can get it for certain players because you don't have a replacement. But with Gakpo,
Exactly.
you've got Diaz. He's better. He's fitter. He's sharper. I mean, give Gakpo the time to get back into the form, which he needs probably time. I hope.
Put him on the second half. Put
Look,
him
look.
the last in the
We're,
center instead of Jota, like he
yeah,
played at some games.
we're not guys. We're not picking on players, but our principle is very simple. If there's a pattern, which means this is continuing for more than 6, 7, 10 matches, this is not picking on a player. And we spoke about Robertson, these mistakes. By the way, the last 2 months he was okay, but in the
Yeah.
beginning he made a lot of mistakes, and now he's getting back to these mistakes. Maybe because everybody's relaxed, everybody's in the party mood. We spoke about Mo Salah in the last 6 weeks because this is not one off match. We spoke about Jota and Núñez because this is the whole season. This is not just a couple of these
No, no.
players.
Núñez has been 3 seasons, Mazen. Come on. Núñez,
Yeah,
ever
I,
since we bought him, did you see anything good from him?
I'm,
Besides the Newcastle game, I can't remember anything.
listen. I'm not blaming him. I'm not putting
No,
any
no,
blame.
no, no, no.
I
We,
put myself instead of him. I'm on this
yeah.
120K per week. I don't know what's his salary, 150K per week. And my manager tells me go and play. Would I say no? Oh, I'll go.
No, of course I will. But sorry, the body language, Mazen. I mean, being caught offside so many times, even today, for God's sakes,
Yeah, they
for the
don't.
love of God. I mean, don't you know what? Really,
It's
someone
his.
needs to teach him the bloody
Yeah,
offside rule.
I think they don't do individual sessions with them because this is one of his weaknesses, and it still continues. I mean, if they claim to look at the stats, they should see there's a problem here, and they should train and focus on training with him individually on overcoming it. But that's not happening because he keeps on doing it.
True. I don't understand what happened in training in the past 3 days that this is the outcome of the training sessions.
Yeah,
Because it was hard to watch, specifically the first half. Now we get Harvey Elliott and Luis Diaz to come on to really make a difference. Really?
yeah,
I mean,
obviously.
sorry, with all the respect to Harvey Elliott, I'm not throwing everything at him, but I see that there's a there it's not I he's not the player that I would think would save our ass when I've got Mo Salah, Cody Gakpo, and Jota on the pitch,
Yeah,
and Van Dijk.
he nearly
Now,
saved them.
tell me why if Gravenberch can't play because he's so tired, he's lost his legs. Why don't we put Endo on in a match like this?
Yeah, I'll tell you why. Because it's
He
obvious
doesn't
that
rate him.
yeah, there are certain. He has a list. It's obvious because every time they come in, they do well. Yet they don't get minutes. This is about Chiesa. This is about Endo. Even about Elliott. He got a chance in the FA Cup once or twice a season. Uh, if your team is tired, change. Rest some. Don't
I mean,
stick to the
can't we
same
have
players.
someone that's in between? We had Benitez at the time that used to rotate the whole freaking team every single match, which drove us crazy at certain points, and we lost a lot of points because of that.
Yeah,
And this guy that no, I play the same thing,
yeah.
over and over and over again, and I don't change. And then you know what? I give 45 minutes to the other team to show me what they do so that I figure it out in the second half. And to me,
It's
sorry, you're not going to win the freaking league. Maybe you're going to win the Dutch league, yes, but definitely not the Premier League playing like that,
well,
especially not in this next season.
let's be realistic, Mo. I mean, this jump between the Eredivisie to the Premier League is big. I wouldn't expect that he will immediately get a grasp on it. He will need time. I'll give him the time. He needs a year or two, especially if he's going to win the Premier League. He'll get automatically another couple of years to mold the team to what he wants. He can come and argue this is not my team. The management didn't buy anyone. I'm forced to work with this group of players. This is the best what I can get out of them. And by the way, I do believe this is the best what you can get out of them.
No, no,
Obvious,
I completely agree. It's
obviously,
not just
if Klopp couldn't do better with these, I mean, I wouldn't expect anyone to do better. I mean, this is how it is. If he doesn't
But
trust
Klopp was
anyone,
sprinkled with injuries, Maz. We lost a lot of players at the best. Jota was on fire last season, and then he dropped. At that stage, he got
yeah.
injured, and it was a drop. Okay, and then Gakpo didn't turn up that much.
Well,
Diaz
this
didn't turn up
this
that
shows you
much.
this shows you the size of the rebuilding required. Because
It scares the shit out of me, my
if
friend.
Slot doesn't trust only 12, 13 players in this group, that means you need at least 6, 7 players. It's going to
But
be
you're
a huge
losing
sum up.
the 6, 7 players, Mazen.
Yeah,
You're
it will
losing
keep
six,
on.
7 players, so you're just replacing the first 11 that you have. That's we've been suffering the past couple of seasons because we didn't have a proper bench. We only had proper bench up front. At the back,
Yeah,
a
it's the
replacement.
look. I think there's a plan for Liverpool. It's going to be depending on the youngsters. We'll buy some few starters definitely to replace the ones we have, but it's gonna be the likes of Morton, Steven Bejetic when he comes back, Dan if he gets fit and he starts to play. Those youngsters will get more minutes next season, and I don't mind if you've got a solid 13, 14 players. I don't mind. You can give the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup for the youngsters to prove themselves. Uh, Again, it's a wake up call, a slap in. I think it's a good timing, by the way.
I think so
Uh,
too. I think they needed that. I was afraid that we might draw the
I,
game. We were
I do,
close.
yeah, I do expect a, a result next match. I do expect a response.
Well,
Uh,
it's West Ham, Maz, at home.
yeah,
I
they
mean,
should.
if they
They
don't
should.
win that one, then they might as well pack up and leave.
Yeah, well, Arsenal didn't, right? They didn't win against West Ham home at the
Well,
Emirates. So
yeah,
it
but
can happen.
no, no, it
Didn't.
can.
It can happen. But anyway, 3 points is 3 points. Let them focus on the criticism here. I think it will be good for them. Every one of these should look at it, to the mirror, feel ashamed what happened today. You can't ship 3 goals like this. You can't.
Look, I give credit to Fulham in the first match. They played the way they did. The goals that they scored. Today's goals,
Silly mistakes. These are not,
they
they
they're
didn't outplay
it
us.
wasn't exactly. It wasn't that it was a pattern of play that worked out
Yeah.
perfectly.
Which
Sorry, no. The
and
third goal was
which
Van Dijk.
which by the way makes me contradict myself. So I don't know what Slot could have done. I mean, should he teach Van Dijk the principles of defending? Should he teach Robertson and Konate how to defend? I don't know. These are world class players.
I
Anyway, guys, you've
I
seen the
don't know.
other part when Liverpool lose. Fortunately for us, that doesn't happen often. So
Thank God.
this is
Thank
the
God.
second time. And
It's not a season I enjoyed. I'm still saying that, Maz. I'm not
uh,
enjoying this.
I still, guys, believe book the tickets, book the hotels. We're gonna do the open parade. That's gonna happen, with or without
Mo.
Mo, with or without Virgil. We're too good to lose the buffer in the last 7 matches. But anyway,
Well,
we need a rebuilding. That's obvious.
yeah.
It's
Um,
it's the end of the road for some of these players.
yes, it's also the end of today's
Episode.
episode. Yeah, the silence at the cottage, and honestly, it's well, maybe it's not really the silent. I'm talking about the Liverpool side, the silence at the cottage, but um, yeah, smash a like, guys, and send us out your comments. We don't we're not here. It's criticism, and if you can't really take it, then don't play. Okay, that's how we look at it. You get criticized, it should pick you up and make you better, but apparently some people can't take it. So let us know in the comment section if you agree or disagree. And please don't become like those. I mean, if we, God forbid, lose this freaking title, don't become those
We won't.
assholes that will oh say, oh, it was a great season. We turned out second.
We won't lose it. We
Oh,
won't.
hopefully, fingers
We won't.
crossed, man. I've had it.
Yeah.
I've had it. Yeah, have a good day, buddy. All
Cheers,
right, take
buddy.
care.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you
Bye.
very much.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.